Good evening and welcome to Propel Talk Show. My name is Tammera Holmes and I am your host for the evening. Thank you so much for tuning in with us again. This is episode 6. This is episode 6 and we are so excited to be back in the studio with another amazing guest this week. First of all, we want to say thank you to Resilience Partners and their founder, Deidre Bates. They are an awesome fiscal management company that we partner with, and we are completely honored to be partnering with them. If you want to find out more information about Resilience Partners, you can visit them online at resiliencepartnersnfp.org. My name is Tammera Holmes and I am Propel Talk Show host. And this show is all about moving community forward. I am the founder of the Aerostar Aviation Institute. We specialize in aviation and aerospace education. To find out more about our work, you can visit us online at avioninstitute.org. Scroll right down to the bottom of this page and you can sign up to join our mailing list right here. We have a couple of events coming up, but the main thing that I want to share with you guys is our Propel Gala. Our gala is happening on October the 6th. We will be celebrating 10 years of aviation and aerospace education in Chicago. If you want to find out more about the information, again, visit us online at the Aerostar at avioninstitute.org. That's AVION institute.org. Tonight is a very, very special show. We are live. If you have questions or comments, please call in at 312-738-1060 to call in and speak to our guests. Our show tonight is all about sisterhood and service. You can see I'm wearing my shirt today. This says Reclaiming My Sisters. This is what this show is about tonight. We are being intentional about our sisterhood, and one of the biggest things that has been in the news this week, is Serena Williams. Now that's our sister, am I right? She's absolutely our sister. And one of the things that we have to do in sisterhood is not make excuses for bad behavior, but also stand up for what's true and what's right. So I heard a lot of different opinions about Serena Williams, and if you did not watch the match this weekend, you definitely need to find a replay on any of the major sports networks, and you need to find it online because it went down. My mouth was dropped open. I am a huge Serena Williams fan, and I must say that I was disappointed in her quote-unquote behavior, but I absolutely understand as an athlete, as a competitor, as a woman of integrity, what went down and how it went down. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of what happened, just to recap, Serena's playing the match. She's losing against a young up-and-coming superstar who's also African-American, but they're saying that she's Japanese because she's playing for Japan. We'll take it. Her father's African-American, her mother's Japanese. She was born in Japan. She plays for Japan. And Osaka, she came with it. What happened was that Serena got penalized for coaching from the stands from her coach. Now, if you watch sports, if you watch tennis, you know that it is illegal and it's against the rules for coaches to provide any type of insight and coaching to their player while they're on the court. Well, it looked like her coach was making some kind of motion like this, and she looked at him and saw him, and then she got a violation warning. So the violation warning actually set the trajectory for this whole thing, because she told the umpire, hey, I wasn't cheating, I didn't cheat, my coach wasn't coaching me, and you owe me an apology. Now, I thought her saying she would owe an apology was going a little bit too far, but that's my sister, right? So I'm going to stand with her and say I felt like the way that she was treated was way too aggressive. Even the warning was aggressive. Well, of course, with a warning, the next action, she lost the point, she lost a game, and she hit her racket on the ground and broke it. Now, that is a violation, and with that, earned her a 15-point loss. So she actually had to give up a point to the other player. But this is when it gets real crazy, because she actually went into going over to the umpire and shouting verbally at the umpire, saying that the first warning should never have been a warning because she wasn't receiving coaching, and so her slate should have been clean. Well, the third thing that she got charged with was verbal abuse to the umpire. Serena, this is the moment when you're looking at the TV like, stop talking. It's only making things worse. Like you do with your kids when you're ready to like, because they won't let it go and you done already stated your case and let it go down. This is what happened. She got charged, and that's when the umpire took a game from her. Now, this was a game changer because she actually wound up going on to lose the match, and you can argue whether or not she was going to lose or not going to lose. If you know Serena, you know that even after being down one set, she had an extremely extraordinary chance of winning and taking home her 25th title. But even in a sense of what happened, she was infuriated, went overboard and lost her temper. Well, we have a caller coming online, and I have something that I want to show you guys right after we take this call. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good evening. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. This is Auntie Paula. Hang on a minute. There's an airplane going over my house.
Well, if you know anything about Aerostar, you know I don't mind airplanes, so I welcome that music.
It's gone. It's gone. Yeah, you're bringing up Mrs. Williams, Serena Williams. Let me tell you, she's the best tennis player in the whole wide
You better believe it.
Now, looky here. She had millions and millions of people watching her, come to pay to see her. I even watched the whole match myself. Sometimes you got to leave the score guy alone. He's the most important. You got to bite your tongue.
That's true.
You got to. Now, we're all watching you.
Yep.
You a hell of a woman, Mrs. Williams. You're doing really good. You give a whole new meaning to the world tennis game, let me tell you. But anyhow, sometimes you got to watch what you say. And it kind of, and I did see that guy in the audience make that little square with his hands.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know if he was waving or I don't know what that square meant, but that kind of set her off a little bit. All right, now she's going back and forth and hitting him like a gangster. Oh, my Lord. Now you can never get mad at the score guy. That's what he's there for, no matter what he says to you.
That's true.
She brought out the woman card. She brought out, I'm a lady. You got to apologize. You got to leave that alone. Finish your game. She probably would have won if she didn't have all that chaos, the poor little thing.
Well, I appreciate your feedback, and you gave a couple of really good points about.
Don't forget now. She will be playing again now, won't she?
Yes, she will, and she will be playing for another title.
There you go. So you pay your little $17,000. Go put some braids in your hair like she used to have, and finish the game out like a lady.
That's right, and I think the last part is really what hits it on the head. Thanks for calling. Appreciate your feedback, Auntie. Man, she said a mouthful, and I agree with so much of what she said. There's also some things that came up about her being a lady and acting like a lady. And this is something that used to burn me up as a young woman. I'm aggressive. I'm assertive. I love planes, motorcycles, fast cars. I love to get into heated debates, have an intellectual conversation. What I don't hear people telling men is that, oh, you're just being emotional. But when I start talking and I get a little rowdy, you can kind of hear me right now. I get a little rowdy. I get a little loud. That does not excuse or make me less of a woman and less of a lady, because I get loud, I get aggressive. Do men get emotional? Absolutely. Do men get emotional after they have a little girl? Absolutely. It has nothing to do with her being emotional. She is an athlete at the top of her game, playing in one of the biggest tournaments of the year, and things aren't going her way. And if you had heard what was going on, we're going to get to sisterhood in a minute, because if you heard what was going on with the umpire, she said, this always happens to me when I come here, and I need people to know that I'm tired of being treated like this because I'm a woman, when men have done the exact same thing and have not been held accountable. If you have any questions or comments about this situation and about sisterhood, because this is where I'm going with this, 312-738-1060, call in. We are live. So Serena, let the umpire have it. If she was a man, they definitely wouldn't have said as much, or even, I don't even think it would have been an issue, honestly, if she had been a man. And that was a meme that was posted on Twitter, that was tweeted by a famous person. I won't give out their name, but they actually was saying there was a picture of Serena pointing her finger in the umpire's face, and it says catastrophic meltdown. Serena has a catastrophic meltdown. Then pitted right next to that was a Major League Baseball player who was up in the umpire's face with his hand right up in the umpire's nose. I mean, he was like in his eyeballs. And it said, umpire argues a strike. The exact same newspaper, two different headlines. One was a woman and one was a man. I want to challenge you guys to think about what that means to the audience, what that means to little girls who are watching Serena have that moment with the umpire. And the statements that she made at her press conference right after that, she said, I lost this one, but I'm doing this for all of the women that are coming behind me, so that they know that they don't have to be subject to this type of treatment on and off the court. As my sister, and as a part of Sisterhood Code, I respect that 100%. I want to show you guys, just bring up a little bit about the organization that we'll be bringing on, and we're going right into Sisterhood. Again, if you are with us, and this is live, so I'm actually like having to get on the computer and do some stuff real quick. If you got any questions or comments, call in 312-738-1060. My blood is boiling a little bit. That got me kind of riled up, and I can't wait to bring on our guest, Miss Sharisa. She is coming to talk to us about sisterhood. We're going to talk a little bit about the Serena situation and what that means for our sisterhood. How do we cover each other? How do we protect each other? But most importantly, how do we hold each other accountable? I'm trying to find this. Call in. We are live. Young Women's Professional League is coming up next with Sharisa, and we are so excited to have her on board. So when we really start to be superstars, maybe I can get some people to just throw stuff up on the screen for me when I'm ready for it to be up on the screen. Right now, this is what I gotta do. So we are bringing to you tonight Sharisa Purnell, who is the founder of the Young Women's Professional League in Chicago. We are so excited to have her with us tonight because of the topic, because of the energy that we share, because of our passion and the love for what we are doing in and outside of our communities for our sister. And if you want to find out more about the Young Women's Professional League, go to 40under40ywpl.org and check out the Young Women's Professional League. You'll find a lot about the organization, and this is Mrs. Sharisa right here in the front. Sharisa, how you doing today?
I am doing wonderful.
I'm so excited to have you here. You just
so
don't know.
excited to be here.
We're about to be new besties, me and Sharisa. Just because I admire her passion. A lot of people do know that I started doing women's ministry, women's empowerment back in 2004. It wasn't even a thing. We were selling out hotel conference rooms, doing real self-healing, real ministry. And then I hit a brick wall and realized, hey, I need to take care of me. And so, in talking about sisterhood, first let's just hit Serena and clean this up real quick. I know you're ready. I know you're ready.
Yes.
So, in going over, and I know that you probably heard or saw what was happening.
Yes.
What's your take on the situation? Right, wrong?
I think the it's situational.
Yeah.
Right? We understand that she's an athlete. She's in a very competitive sport. Emotions are high. That's for anyone who's competing in anything.
You're right.
Your adrenaline is pumping. You're going, so it's expected to kind of do that. So I don't think she was necessarily right or wrong. I think, and even if she was wrong, I think as a woman, as her sister, we always have to have a space for compassion.
That's right.
Too, or
I agree.
understanding. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us need grace. Just what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
There's your situation may not be on the tennis court, but your situation may be in another,
at the workplace.
Yeah, at the workplace. She was at work.
How many of us has been ready to do that with our boss?
I mean, think about it. When you may lose yourself with your children, or you lose yourself with your maid, or lose yourself at the job, we all get it wrong. That's not, we all have a time that that it was like, okay, I probably could have handled that better.
Yeah.
In hindsight, but that's kind of how it happens, and so I think that she understands. I agree to your point that men, there was a lot of sexism happening. Men are able to respond like that, to stick up for themselves, to stand up for themselves,
and showing that combativeness, showing that aggressiveness, and not being judged for it.
Absolutely. And so I believe that she has the right to do that as well. Mm-hmm. She has the right to express if she believes there was a missed call, or she has a right to definitely express that if that's what's happening. And so I don't necessarily see it as right or wrong. Right. I see it as the situation is what it was. It
was what it was.
It was what it was at the time.
And it didn't have to it didn't have to go that far. And I think one of the things that I know for sure that I have heard men say during finals, during very serious games where, it was on the line.
Right.
And the ref made a call. What did the guy say? Just let him play.
Right.
Just let him play it out. You coming in as the referee calling the game?
Right.
Let them play it out. Don't come in as a referee and decide the game.
Absolutely.
Have you ever heard guys say that?
Absolutely.
Okay. I didn't know if I was the only one.
To be honest with you, I've seen people blow up for less.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I've seen people blow up for flag football and little girls ballet program.
Seriously, this is someone who and to think, once again, you're giving it your best. You're fighting for your title. This thing, you have this young whippersnapper coming at you. With all she has, and I think it was a learning opportunity for both players. It definitely was a learning opportunity for both players. Yeah.
So I'm gonna show you guys this. I'm going to show you guys this. This is the meme that I was sharing with you. It actually says, this is Serena. I guess sometimes it's a meltdown. Let me see if I can zoom out. There we go. I guess sometimes it's a meltdown, and other times it's just arguing a strike. And if you look at these pictures, Serena is like right here. And the umpire is up here in the chair, and the umpire is up here in the chair, and look how far away she is. Now look at this guy. He's literally in the umpire's face, pointing at him. We have a caller. Caller, are you there?
I sure am. They cut me off. Hello again. It's Auntie Paula.
I'm sorry. That's okay.
That's okay. No, I didn't mean to insult my womanhood. Are you kidding? I'm full-blooded Italian. I'm just like you, a tough little cookie. Both of you's up there.
I love it.
But here, there used to be a tennis player, and he was a man. His name was called McAvoy. I don't know. That goes back in the 80s and
McEnroe. John McEnroe.
Every time
I'm a huge tennis fan.
He would cry. He would throw his tennis racket.
Oh, I know.
He would stomp on his feet.
I know.
He was a so-called male. So you are absolutely right. When you do wrong, you do wrong. Just pay your little fine and come back stronger the next time on the next game and make us all proud. But I didn't mean to insult no woman.
Oh, no. That's one of the things that you said was really important.
Baby. Men get away with a lot of stuff. Yes,
they do.
They got that old menopause, okay?
Well, thank you, Auntie. I know they didn't cut you off. We actually have to keep the show running. We are live.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah, you put that little lady, hi lady.
Hey.
Hey, Auntie. Well, thank you
Auntie
so
Paula.
much. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you call in today.
Wait a second. One last thing. I
Yes.
come from the old school. I come in the 60s. I was the first one to burn my brassiere.
I heard that. I love it, Auntie
Big old
Paula.
pile. Burn my brassiere. Ain't 1 cent. Have a blessed evening. Love you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's Auntie.
Yes.
Calling in. We officially have an auntie, y'all.
Yes,
so-
we do. You got an auntie now.
Oh, so about how do you relate what she said at her press conference and transitioning this to what we have about 3 minutes left in this segment before we move on to the next part of the show. But how do you correlate what she said about making a statement for the girls that's coming up behind her? What do you think is in her mind, being 38 years old, being at the top of her game for the last 20 years, to kind of lose her cool in that moment and have really valid points in justifying and bringing up the sexism, which people would call playing the sex card. It's a card and it's in a deck and it's been dealt.
Right.
So she can play it because I know in her industry she has a right to play it. What does that look like to you for us as her sister, and seeing our sisters go through stuff like that? Maybe not in public and as broadcast, like that with so many different opinions. But if you could talk to Serena doing your sister stuff like we do, what would your conversation have been with her coming off the court?
So we have a minute. So I think my biggest thing is there's a difference between judgment and accountability. And as a leader, you always have to know the difference.
That's awesome.
Judgment has to do with shame, guilt, punishment.
Yep.
Judgment is a lot about shaming people because of what you believe.
Yeah.
Accountability is more so, this is who I said I am, and I'm allowing people to hold me accountable to what I said I was going to be.
Right.
And so I think, in this place, that's why I love Serena, because she's saying, okay, yes, this happened. Now, instead of making this about shame and what I should have done according to what you thought I should do, let me be accountable and really step into a space to not only speak for myself, but now speak for the women that's coming behind me and holding other people accountable in that space. And so that's what I would probably encourage women to do. Know the difference. When it comes to, it's one thing to judge her, which would be to shame her for actions. It's another thing to hold her accountable as a leader. So I think that's what we have to do.
Well, we're wrapping up part 1. We'll be right back after this 5-minute break with part 2. We are live tonight with Miss Sharisa Purnell, the founder of the 40 Under 40 Young Women's Professional League here in Chicago. Tonight it's all about reclaiming our sisters.
Yes.
Read it. Reclaiming our sisters. We'll be right back. 5 minutes. Tammera Holmes with Propel Talk Show. Call us 312-738-1060.